Hello, people of YouTube. This is Gray's Guitars. I am Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today, we're going to be talking about some actually decent Black Friday deals from Behringer, and a couple of cool things that I saw pop up on the old guitarworld.com. So let's start with the cheap effects are even cheaper. So there is a handful of Behringer pedals that are going on sale. Usually these are, you see them in like the $20 to $25 range, and they are all going down to $18.99 each. So if you ever feel the need to pick up one of these pedals, you know, you've never tried a particular effect, don't know where to start, excellent place to start. Or if you're just starting out in the guitar world and you don't want to put a lot of money into pedals, get something halfway decent, here you go. They will inevitably break at some point in time, but if you don't abuse them, they're fine. You know, I wouldn't recommend these for gigging all the time. I mean, you can use them, but you know, they are on the cheaper side, so that is something to keep in mind, but most of them sound pretty good. So it says, grab a stunning Black Friday guitar pedal at Sweetwater. Choose from 5 pedals and pay only $18.99 each, and then probably tax on top of that. A guitarist, we're all too aware that buying effects pedals is a dangerous habit. Yes, it is. We've all spent too much time, way too much money on our never-ending pedal collections. And while very happy with our setups, we do wish that every now and then some great pedals would come along that don't cost the earth. Lucky for us and for you, that time is now. As part of Sweetwater's Black Friday deal, there is up to $16.01 off at Behringer pedals. While supplies last, that means you can pick up any of the 5 pedals on offer for just $18.99. Behringer is one of the biggest names in the world for music tech. Their mixing desk, studio hardware, and synths are highly regarded as some of the best budget-friendly products on the market, with some of their guitar effects pedals becoming cult classics and others having been inspired by the brand's iconic pedals. Behringer effects pedals are certainly worth a look at this Black Friday. Here's a few of our favorites, some which feature in our guidebook to the best cheap guitar pedals. So we have the Super Fuzz, the Vintage Delay, the Ultra Tremolo. Those are 3. There's a total of 5, so I went to the website. So we have the Super Fuzz, Heavy Metal, Vintage Delay, Ultra Tremolo, and the V-Tone Guitar Drive DI pedal. This thing, no idea what it does. 100%. I know what the other things do because it says it's on the pedal. But this bad boy, it is a guitar amp modular. So you got, okay, so I see what you can do. So you can change it to like different styles. They got the tweed, California Brit, hot, clean, high gain, off, center, classic, on, off. All right, so this is something that'll just give you a different tone here based on your speaker. They're not a bad deal. Me personally, I probably wouldn't buy one of these things. But if it's something you're looking for, decent price on them, I mean, go for it. You know, what's it gonna hurt? It's $18. So amplify modular and directly box for guitar. Onto your guitar, wide range of tones from 3 classic amps, 3 gains, 3 virtual mic positions, drive control, balanced XLR, and 2-band EQ for shaping your sound. So yeah, I mean, there you go. Doesn't get much better than that. I do like Behringer stuff. I need to get me some more Behringer stuff, I'll be honest with you. It's been a while since I bought some pedals. And as many of you know, I am a big fan of Behringer products, and they can last. They make a lot of chips for a lot of other pedal companies out there. They're like the main supplier of components for pedals pretty much worldwide. They have the market on all of it. So 9 out of 10, even if it is a more expensive pedal, there is probably some sort of part that came from Behringer in that pedal. Statistically. The other things that I thought were kind of cool is there are 2 guitars that I thought were really neat. First being Gibson. So Gibson has released some ultra sleek limited edition dark SG and Les Paul model. So basically the gist of it is they are kind of the studio series. You could think of it that way. It's going to be along those lines with some special appointments. So let's take a look at these. So in an effort to stand out among Black Friday guitar deals, Gibson has introduced 2 new immensely attractive iterations of the SG and Les Paul. The Duo dispenses the orthodox aesthetic appointments usually found on their contemporary counterparts. Of course, you'd expect a guitar family labeled dark and if any guitar looked as though it fitted right in and alongside Gibson's Halloween offerings from earlier this year, the Raven SG and Les Paul 2. So we got the SG here, and we got the Gibson here. So let's see. So this is just your standard Gibson SG. Yeah, Gibson SG. Gibson Les Paul. Very darked out. I mean, this is pretty cool looking. So you got a white Les Paul logo, blackened Gibson logo. You got the Grovers that are all dark. The inlays are dark. I don't know if this has binding on it. It's very hard to tell. This may... They call it a studio model. It said studio dark, so I highly doubt this has... That's actually kind of interesting. If you look, there's 3 silver screws and 3 black screws. I wonder if that was a mix-up. Let's see here. I don't believe this has binding. I mean, for $1,600 for a limited edition Gibson, that ain't bad at all. So glossed finish mahogany body, maple top, 24 3/4 mahogany neck with a 22 fret Richard-Lite fretboard, dual Gibson humbucking pickups with coil tapping and phase. I want a slim taper, so that's probably your 60s. Let's see, medium jumbo, okay, trapezoid, fingerboard electronics, proprietary humbucker. I am not familiar with that. Is that something that's like it's not a Gibson humbucker? Because that'd be really interesting if it wasn't. Fixed vintage style saddles, stop bar, 6-string case. It does come with a case. It says rigid case. Back of the headstock. No, yeah, this one has all of the screws are blackened out. So, yeah, this one I don't believe has, just based on this does not look like it has binding on it. The Les Paul might. I mean, it's a studio model, so don't expect it, but that is a possibility. So let's look at the specifics here. Same thing. This just has rounded. It doesn't even say like slim taper. That's kind of interesting. The specs on these are going to be very interesting. If you get a chance to pick one of these up, I'm definitely going to look at the reviews once these pop up. Yeah, same thing. This just says proprietary humbucker. So I have no idea what they're putting in. This article seems to state that it's going to be a 57. It says, pickup-wise, the SG sports a Super 57 bridge and a 57 Classic, which, I mean, that's fantastic. But it doesn't specify what we're getting for the Les Paul. I would say it is probably safe to assume it is the same thing. I personally like the way the Les Paul looks better than the SG, but to each their own. Some people like SG, some people like the Les Pauls. I like both. I can't afford both anyway, so that does not make a difference to me. Now, moving on to the last cool thing that I saw today for a Black Friday deal. I'm probably just going to title this Cheap and Cool Black Friday Guitar Black Friday Deals. So Fender unveils Guitar Center, yet again another Guitar Center exclusive, Denim American Ultra Stratocaster and Telecaster models. So it looks like we have a, single humbucker, standard Telecaster, got your tremolos there. I really like that Tele, I'll be honest with you. I kind of wish they did a humbucker on the Tele, but that is what it is. Limited edition, trying to boast a AA maple top, striped ebony fretboard. Okay, ebony, you don't see that on a lot of Fenders. And 5th generation Fender ultra noiseless pickups controlled by the versatile S1 switching system. Spirit of Black Friday guitar deals. Current populating the internet, Fender has teamed up with Guitar Center for a trio of exclusives, denim-finished American Ultra Black Friday special models, arriving in the form of 2 new looks Stratocaster models and the Telecaster. The limited edition electric guitars all stay true to the American Ultra blueprint that came out in 19. Through managed to introduce some series of aesthetics. The elegant denim burst is accompanied by an ornate AA maple top, sits atop an ash or alder body. So actually, I don't even think these guys know. I think that you get what you get. With black finished headstock and silver logo. I love when Fender blacks out the headstock. I just love a not natural wood headstock most of the time, unless it's rosewood. I like the darkness. Other functional appointments found across the board will include a D-shape maple necks with sculpted heels. So that's going to probably feel more like the old Epiphone necks, as well as a 22 medium jumbo fret situated on top of a striped ebony fretboard, a unique appointment that has been favored over the usual rosewood alternative found on orthodox American Ultras. Each model features the standard 25.5 scale length, 10 to 14 compound radius. That's a little different. Dot inlays and variation on Fender's 5th generation ultra noiseless pickups. In terms of electronics, the three Americans have the S1 volume, HSS Strat. The switch also serves as a coil split, promises a hotter single coil sound. Aside from the S1 switch, controls found in each axe are nothing out of the ordinary. Hardware also comes with the accepted 2-point deluxe synchro tremolo. Tele flashes the fixed spread individual string saddles, which is nice to have the individual saddles. These bad boys are expensive though. $2,549 for the Strat in Tele. Sorry, the HSS Strat. Well, they are literally charging you an extra $50 for having that humbucker, which is a little ridiculous. Little ridiculous. I want the humbucker. But, I mean, yeah, that is a nice guitar. And now I already don't want it because it has a skunk stripe. I have had nothing, I'll be honest with you. I have had nothing but bad luck with skunk stripes. If it's two pieces, you don't need it anymore. You don't need to do a skunk stripe. It's not necessary. I mean, the way that they have the adjustment up top anyway, so why are there skunk stripes on these things with a two-piece neck? The whole point was to have a one-piece neck with a skunk stripe, as opposed to two pieces without it. My main issue with skunk stripes is that over time, pretty much no matter what you do, because it's rosewood in the back, in this case it might be ebony, but that looks like rosewood to me, it shrinks or expands versus the maple, and then you're SOL. You're going to have a little bump there to the point where you're probably going to have to sand it down, which I do not like whatsoever. I am not a fan of dealing with that. Every time I get an instrument with a skunk stripe on it, I hate it because I know that's what happens over time. So I try to avoid them at all costs if I can. That might be a different video. Why not of my... Actually, I do have a Telecaster right now, technically, that has one. I don't think it currently has the problem, though. Anyway, we have made this video long enough. Those are just some cheap and some cool exclusives coming on Black Friday. You can order them right now. By all means, go ahead. Maybe I'm going to spend $1,600 on a Gibson. Probably not. Out of my price range right now. Well, it's not out of my price range, but I don't feel like dropping $1,600 on a guitar. Maybe I'll find one on the used market at some point. Same with that SG. But that's where we're going to end it. My name is Steve Gray. This is Gray's Guitars. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.